Hello everybody and welcome here to the Heroes Launch Epic Cup. Today we're gonna see who will be the best out of Division 4 and 5. And for the first two games, I'm not alone, I'm joined by Aviator.
Hello everybody, welcome. It's another day of Heroes Lounge. I hope you all saw the action yesterday that we covered with the Rare Cup. But obviously today we're going one step further beyond. It's the Epic Cup. And Samu, you're casting all day, I believe.
Yes, I will. And we're gonna have a few different teams coming in today as well. We already see the first two ones, Jay as BB Johnson's buddies, going up against Jaina, the Frost Mage. And we also have the break where we see everyone else coming in. They will face off against the winner from Encore against the Trying Dutchman, which are currently live on launch number 2, casted by Yosh and Dendro. So if you want to see those, go over, check it out. Just added 2 at the end of the link. And then after this first series of games, we will see the Super Colax against Semi Grossons on this channel here, and on the other channel we see a very spicy game between the Owl Exterminators and Hands Up.
Yeah, I'm hyped for today. I mean, there's 3 teams I've casted quite a lot of Division 4, I think, this season. It's probably the most division that I casted actually was 4, so I know the teams quite well. I'm really hyped for match number 4, which isn't on this channel. It will be over on Match Lounge 2, but some would say that could have been a potential final between Alex Terminators and Hands Up, and that's in round 1. So there are some really spicy matches. You also got Encore against Dutchman, as you said, and obviously we'll be casting JSPB against Jaina the Frost Mage on this channel right now.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one because Hands Up lost one game in the group stage. That's because that means they're only second, and all Exterminators are first in their group, which is the only possibility of them facing each other.
Yeah, and the reason being was because they played with the sub as well. Hands Up played with the sub, and unfortunately they lost their match. So they're back with their full roster, and they'll be out for blood today. And I really hope that all the teams step up. And I just think this is going to be a really good day of action though on Heroes Lounge.
So we're gonna see who will make it in the end, but first of all, let's focus on our game. Jonathan's Spot Buddies against Jaina the Frost Mage. As we already have the map, we're gonna jump over to it. We see the bands from Jaina the Frost Mage against Braxis Holder and Volskaya Foundry, and Jonathan's Spot Buddies removing Sky Temple and Towers of Doom, and in the end, Jaina the Frost Mage with the first with the map choice going for Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, now this is a map that obviously Lounge is the fan favourite. Everyone in Lounge seems to play this map more often than not. Jaina the Frost Mage played it 7 times in the regular season, and they've got an 80% win rate, Samu, on Infernal Shrines. But JSPB on the other side, they've only played it 4 times and 50%. So one of their weaker maps on paper. But obviously, this is a Division 4 team against a Division 4 team, and I think, if I look at this correctly, in the regular season, I don't think they've actually played each other. So this is the first time they'll be facing off against each other.
Yes, that is true. We see on the other channel, we see Trying Dutchman against the Encore we saw already earlier this season at once, as far as I remember. And I think Encore won this 2-0, so they're the clear favorite in that series, but I'm not sure how it goes, because there can always be upsets, other stuff, but Encore is definitely one of the teams I would also not count out.
No, exactly. I think this is all to play for, which is really good. Yeah, as I said, looking forward to for today. Possibly maybe a little bit more than yesterday, just because I've casted these teams a little bit more. It's like Yosh yesterday, he casted a lot of the games of Division 6 and 7, so he was hella hyped for the Rare Cup, and I think I am for the Epic Cup. So yeah, let's get it.
But we've got both teams in the lobby already, and I hope they are ready to start in. Let's see.
Yeah, to be ready. But guys, once the draft goes live, there will be a contest on the channel as well, and you can see it. Exclamation mark points tells you how many points you've got, and then exclamation mark bet A for the team on the left-hand side, which will be the Johnny Sins Butt Buddies, and exclamation mark bet B and a number of points for the team on the right-hand side in red, and it'll be Jaina the Frost Mage. Now, a bit weird how Jaina the Frost Mage will be in red, not blue. Maybe that'll count against them, Samu.
Maybe, it might be. I mean, one thing I remember of Jaina the Frost Mage is they never played actually Jaina the Frost Mage. Do you have any insights into this?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
As far as I hear, Jaina the Frost Mage never played Jaina the Frost Mage.
They've never played Jaina, but Johnny Sins do like playing Jaina themselves. I feel like you can't name yourself Jaina the Frost Mage and not play Jaina. Maybe it's a bit of a meme though. Maybe that's their purpose.
I hate stories about them saying that Jaina is only good on the red team because then the blue team wins. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. But yeah, they did not play a single game of Jaina this season so far.
No, well, we'll have to find out. Maybe they're saving it for the playoffs. Maybe this is their chance now to pop off in the playoffs with Jaina, because it is a pick that Johnny Sins do like themselves. One of their most played heroes. They played it 8 times, 62% win rate. So I think, yeah, Jaina's definitely going to get picked at some point. So we're just waiting for the go-ahead from both teams. So just bear with us, guys. And as we said, there is Heroes _ Lounge number 2, which you can find Dentro and Yosh casting one of the other games.
Also, we do not only have this weekend's Epic Cup to finish out the season, we also have next weekend, we have the Legendary Cup on Saturday starting at the same time as today, and on Sunday we're gonna have the Mythic Championship with the best teams from Division 1. But that's not all of the story on Heroes Launch. We also have next weekend, or the weekend after the Epic and after the Legendary Mythic Championship, we have a charity stream on Saturday the 8th of August, where we gather some money for some charity events. But yeah,
it's to raise money for the Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust and Gendered Intelligence. So we're asking for a small donation of €10 per team. It's all of a fun tournament, so sign up, follow the blog post. Actually, I'll paste the blog post in the chat as well for you all, so you can just follow everything that's needed on there. So yeah, make sure to check it out, and we hope to see some of you guys there.
Right. Looks like we have both teams set up. We just need to wait for the ready sign from them, and then we're ready to start into the game. One team is ready.
We're waiting for the go-ahead, and then we'll push the button.
I love the way how everyone already is spamming their exclamation mark bet thingies.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the draft to start, guys. Sorry, I debated you a little bit there. I think, obviously, this, but yeah, got one team ready. Need the R from the buddies, and then we're good to go. But this should be a spicy game. Obviously, they haven't played each other, so it's difficult to judge. Johnny Sins went on a really good start in the season. You know, they went undefeated really until their sort of 7th game. They had to play with a sub, and then it just sort of went a little bit downhill from that.
Yeah, I mean, strong start, also giving you stronger opponents, of course, in the later stages, and then you have tougher time keeping up the winning streak. But anyways, we are jumping into game number 1, Infernal Shrines.
So, draft number 1, guys, between Johnny Sins Butt Buddies and Jaina the Frost Mage. Who's going to get it? Get your bets in. I'm sure one of the lovely moderators in chat, or Transparent, could kindly set up the betting for us there. But what bands do you think we're going to see, Samu, against Jaina the Frost Mage and Johnny Sins?
In looking at those two teams, from myself, Johnny Sins Butt Buddies, I know them a little bit as well, because one of them subbed for my old team. On the side of White Tiger, we have a very strong Tracer player who they've known for his offlane Stu curve, so those might be things you could consider banning out. And yes, we have banning setup, exclamation mark bet A, exclamation mark bet B, as Aviator said earlier.
Yeah, but they don't want to play Cassie themselves, so they're opting to ban it. Now, interesting, because they were first picks, so you can sort of bait your opponents sometimes into banning the Cassia as well. But we do see Garrosh being banned out. Probably their second most favorite tank, played 8 times, but it's an 87% win rate for Johnny Sins, so they're a menace on that Garrosh.
Very counter bans already coming in against the Butt Buddies. The Butt Buddies themselves decided they don't want to play against Bloodlust, even though it got nerfed in the latest patch. So removing the Rega. You could also go for Ancestral, of course. And having Ancestral Cleanse, having the panic buttons to save a target if you try to go for a one-shot combo is really strong to have.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bloodlust, it just forces you to play a certain way, doesn't it? Either into it or against it. So I can fully see why you'd want to ban it out. Still in coordinated, obviously. And there's the Decade Cane ban. I was wondering if that was going to come out, but this does leave Johanna open, so I assume this is going to be a first pick Johanna.
It doesn't only leave Jaina open, it also leaves open heroes which is specifically good on Infernal Shrines, like the Kelfos, which just drop some bombs on those minions on the shrine. Or the Tacit as well, of course, a very strong hero still.
Yep.
This might
Yeah, it could be Tassadar.
possible pickups. I'm gonna see what will it be as first from the butt buddies. It's going to be the Jaina, as you mentioned, very strong tank. Very good wave clear, so your foreman doesn't even need to have so much wave clear, because your tank is covering already a lot of it.
Yeah, and on the other side, they do like ETC themselves. So ETC and Johanna, they're two favorite tanks. So I figure we're probably going to get a Johanna pick first here. Although, yeah, and then obviously we do see the Kel'Thas. So Kel'Thas being picked up for Jaina the Frost Mage. It's their most picked mage, 10 times, 70% win rate. And I feel like Jaina the Frost Mage likes Kel'Thas. So why aren't they Kel'Thas the Fire Mage?
It's a good question, but wait, we fight fire with ice. No, wait, that's not how it works. But Jaina is the pickup from the butt buddies, and they paired up with the Speaking Tree, Malfern it is. It's already having Innovate for Jaina, giving her the cool reduction, giving her mana. Very strong on the point. Also, Johanna pulling people together, and then Jaina able to dump her ice stuff onto them. Very strong combo already coming out there from the butt buddies.
Yeah, and Jenny Talia is known for Malfurion and Decker. Those are his two most favourite supports. So as long as he gets one of them, he's always pretty happy. So they always tend to pick it in their first rotation, either in the 1-2 or in the 2-3 at the very least. If it's Deckard open, you can expect to see a Deckard first pick, no doubt. But there's the Tassadar ban coming out against Johnny Sins. Now, they've played Tassadar 3 times in the regular season, but it was to good effect. But I wouldn't have expected to see a Tassadar plus Jaina together.
Might be. Mouthful is going to be the ban from the butt buddies for now. Very strong on the shrine, having more minions you can heal yourself off with your Q. Wonders, I don't know it myself, play some nice Mouthful on this map, and even in the form with a nano boost, it's just amazingly disgustingly strong.
Now they do pick up the Stukov. I wonder if that's to try and deny the Stukov offlane, and there's the Leoric as well. So knowing Hodo now, it's probably going to end up being Blaze or something like that. Obviously, Blaze into Leoric in the lane once Blaze wants to alt F4. But obviously, for the Shrine, he gives you a little bit more control. He's tanky. You've got Entomb. You've got Bunker to counter the Entomb. So typically, that's why you tend to see Blaze picked into Leoric as well.
Yeah, I know. I played it once myself, and it's a really tough matchup for the lane alone. But as soon as you come towards the later stages of the game, as you said, the Bunker is just helping you so much in those team fights. But no, he decides to go for a more map-specific pick, deciding to go for the Sonya, which is healing herself a lot on the shrine because of those additional minutes. Your Will One heals you more. And Tiger, picking up the hero I mentioned before about him, it's the Tracer. And Tracer's working really great with Mouth because you just pop the heal onto Tracer and she can do whatever she wants and you heal her for the next 15 seconds.
Yeah, the Tracer plus Mouth is also combo. Before her rework, it was sort of essential to have Malf and Tracer, really. You'd struggle with other supports, but now Tracer's more self-sufficient, but combine that with the Malf again, and yeah, Tracer's just going to wreak havoc. But I do like the Reyna pickup into the Tracer. Obviously, Reyna, one of the better counters. Just stand there, right-click, you get your armor at 4 as well on your on your E ability, and also Reyna's their most picked DPS hero, so a good draft for Jaina the Frost Mage.
Also, I personally like Kel'Thas is not too bad into Tracer as for the mage role, because you also have his bombs, which you can just stick onto Tracer and she has to be careful to not blink into her team to spread the bombs. Also, it's dealing quite some damage on her. And if she drops the recall early, it might even be Kel'Thas able to finish her off with a Pyroblast. But as it is in Infernal Shrines, I would rather expect to see the Phoenix coming out just to get this control on the shrine area with the additional damage. Yeah,
I agree. But we'll have to see how it goes as we head into the game number 1, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna start to the right side. We've got Jaina the Frostman, we've got Heatherbob on Lyric, Greg on the Kel'Thas, Marble playing the Reyna, Sparkman on Stukov, and last but not least, it's Brill riding the Snowflake as everyone else in his team on the ETC.
Good mount synergy there. But on the left-hand side is Johnny Sins Butt Buddies, and we have Sonya, played by Hodo, Tracer by White Tiger, Malfurion, played by Jenny Talia, Johanna by Garlander, and Jaina, played by Ravenspike. Nothing really interesting about talents at level 1. Obviously, we do see Ace in the Hole from Jimmy, which I kind of prefer now since the Exterminator got slightly nerfed. Obviously, you've got a lot of Shrine Clear with Leoric, Kel'Thas, so you didn't necessarily need it. So the extra 10% damage will help there.
Agree. There. Also the slow on the Ace in the Hole is very strong because this makes it easier to kite the opponent. He's very early clear on the wave here from the blue team. The Butt Buddies with Jaina, of course, is dropping the Blizzard, making sure you get this first wave done immediately.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Butt Buddies just rotating bot lane, trying to get the priority in lane. White Tiger just going in to harass Reina, misses the Q. But White Tiger just dancing around, being that menace he's going to be on that Tracer.
Nice Iron Skin coming out there from Johanna, blocking the Pulse Light from ETC, making sure he's not hitting her. He already very fast wave coming in from Jaina and Tracer in the mid lane.
Yeah, mid lane rotation. Obviously, Kel'Thas just wants to stack up his level 1, right? Once he gets to 20 globes, he's going to feel a little bit safer into Tracer. And obviously, Tracer's bomb doesn't really do much. Oh, Tracer has DC'd. Oh, but she's come back as well, so that's fine. Slight lag there. Obviously, it's up to the players to pause the games, not any of us. But we are going to see the red team. They just want to posture around this bottom camp. And they're going to start it. Garlander has scouted it out there. The ping was coming out. Sonya's in the mid lane as well, so this is going to be a 5v4 in favour of Johnny Sins as long as they can get to the point on time.
Sonya's on her way now. You can see not able to zone off the Jaina. She's going for the point, taking it. I think the blue team already did their siege camp in the mid lane, so this one is pushing in as well, and Leoric is just dealing with it now.
Yeah, Sonya with the rotation advantage there. The red team needs to just play a little bit more heads up. Obviously, when Sonya's showing in that mid lane, they know that it's going to be a 4v5 for them, so they're going to have to back out at that stage. White Tiger DC'd again there.
Looks like he is having some internet issues, which is not ideal for playing Tracer. So we're gonna have a short pause. Go back to what's the main screen.
Yep. So back to us. So early game so far, Johnny Sins seem to be posturing aggressively here. You've got Tracer just going in, interrupting rotations, dancing around the ETC. Obviously, late game though, if ETC lands a slide, there's no hard cleanse from Malfurion, just a soft cleanse of the Nature Swiftness at 7. So slide, Kel'Thas, Gravity Lapse follow up, Stuke of Silence, Tracer goes bye-bye.
Yeah, also Tracer has to be very careful because with having legs as Tracer, it's really dangerous because as you said, she's such a squishy hero. And then having those legs as well without the hard cleanse could be really dangerous later on.
Yeah, I agree. It's yeah, it can be deadly, and obviously this the silence is the main issue. And post 13, if Stukov can land a solo root silence onto Tracer, as long as the DPS are in range, that's going to be a dead Tracer again. I wondered, normally, obviously, we all want to see Phoenix from Kel'Thas, but is this a Pyroblast game into a Malfurion and Tracer?
I mean, it could be. When we look at the heroes on the side of Transcendence Butt Buddies, the Sonya can take it, but she does. Most of them don't have any sort of shield or spell armor for themselves, except for Jaina, as soon as she has done her quest, and Jaina with the shield. And we have 3 heroes, which when you drop them low, poke them low, you can easily finish them off with the Pyroblast if they drop low enough.
Yeah, but it looks like both teams are ready, so we are going to get the countdown.
Hopefully.
They can't. Yeah, here we go. They're doing it.
Welcome back as Tracer is reconnected.
Yeah, Tracer back in, so now, and we see all 4 members of Johnny Sins marching down this lane. They're trying to get the pick onto Reina. Obviously, they don't have a hard engage yet, pre-level 10, and Reina able to heal on up.
Also, in the meantime, with the
level 4 yet.
Tracer being in the rotation and being really annoying towards ETC, even catching the bomb. Make sure he is not able to rotate down and help his team too much. Outside onto 3 though from ETC, but now he's in a lot of trouble. There's the root from Malfurion coming in, the bomb as well is taking a lot of damage, and he goes down.
Yeah, first bird going over to Johnny Sins, and with that they're going to try and take this camp. Now, they do secure the camp. Obviously the well doesn't make any difference at this stage in the game because it is going to be in the bot lane shrine. No hard camps being taken for either team though. Typically when the shrine is bot, you always want to take your hard camps, so be pushing in the top side.
And in terms of creating this additional map pressure, it's very strong. Because you can even just phone the shrine a little bit and then get in the value top in the meantime. For example, what Lyric did right now, it's getting staying top wave early on. So his team gets close to level 7 and now they hit half of the wall already. Half of the tower is gone now. Meantime, we've done here in the bomb and the silence coming in from Stuka, but not more as a zoning tool.
Yeah, we see Hodo going in on that Sonya though, spinning around, harassing the backline here. He's taking a lot of damage though, just to be careful. It doesn't have a Malfurion heal on him yet, and he doesn't have the bomb on him, and Hodo! Oh, the Malfurion so clutch there, keeping him alive, but the shrine does go over to Johnny Sins.
Oh, White Tiger blinking in again, dropping the bomb onto Lyric, but mainly for some poke, but he keeps on harassing him. Has to finally fall back as Lyric is gonna leave now to get the lanes under control again.
Yeah, the fact that Sonya lives there is so crucial because she can obviously go off now and double soak mid lane and top lane, catch the experience whilst the rest of them push in this bot lane. But though the Punisher baited over, White Tiger wants to go in on that Kel'Thas, but just can't quite find the engage that he wanted there. So settle for attacking the ETC. But obviously, ETC being the cow he is, heals himself up with Stuke up as well.
Bomb.
Also, did go block party as well though into Tracer, which is
it's a little bit mad because Tracer has so many auto attacks, you know, as you see here.
Yeah,
but on the other side, if you time it well, you can block some of the Sonya damage, I guess. But Sonya's also one of the heroes with not too high auto attack damage, so I don't really see the value of block party coming in here.
No, I think Prog Rock could have been better, or I'm not even sure what the other talent is, normally one of those two. But we do see an invade from the red team coming in here. Tracer sliding in, going in aggressively though. ETC with the slide, standing on point here. The root lands onto Jimmy, the bomb, and Jimmy gets taken down here. Sonya's on her way down now as Leoric joins, but Garlander taking a lot of damage here, doesn't have his D available. Obviously this is Jaina in the new patch, she just get nerfed, but Tracer gets slid, does get the recall off there and is able to heal up, and Sonya goes back in, looking for that ETC, they want him, and they secured the kill into ETC as well.
2-0 so far in favor for the butt buddies in this team fight. White Tiger is still staying around Sparkman here on this group cup, and he's going in with the bomb, and he gets it. It's another kill for White Tiger on the Tracer, with the help of Jaina. She tanked the fort for him.
Yeah, White Tiger showing exactly why he's known to be a Tracer player. They're just absolute menaces. You know, a good Tracer player feels almost impossible to lock down, and it's just like a 1v9 hero, isn't it? If you pop off on the hero, it just feels really oppressive to play into. But they're not out of the game yet. You know, it's 4 kills to nothing. Jaina the Frost Mage still have a chance in this game. We're still in the early game. Level 10s are going to be in though for Johnny Sins.
Very interesting build we see coming out from Stukov, by the way. We see vigorous reuptake, so when you heal, you have 3 or more heal pathogens online and you pop your trade, you heal for more, and when you have only one Wage Apostle, you get the cooldown reduce onto it, into a trade and other basic abilities, which is used to be known for the 5-second mini ancestral build, which I personally like to play, which is a very hard build to pull off. Infuriate has the highest healing as a healer can get in Heroes of the Storm, but it's a very hard build to execute, because you just have to only hit one target with your pistols every time.
Yeah, but we see a big push in the top side now for Johnny Sins. Obviously they have a double camp pushing, obviously the other camp just goes into the keep wall, but it's about denying the experience as well. But meanwhile Tracer gets the kill onto Kel'Thas there.
On the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, it was Kel'Thas being taken down in the 1v1. Obviously, no mana added completion yet. Had he had the shield, it's a little bit of a different trade, but Tracer so far popping off. 17,000 damage on Tracer so far. 13,000 on Kel'Thas on the other side, so not too far away.
Now in the mid lane also the wall already down on the side of Jaina, the Frost Mage. So this Punisher, if it goes over towards the end of the butt buddies, will immediately look at the fort. It will get some serious damage and it might even take it down, especially if it's Arcane one, it needs more damage. You just have to
Tracer's harassing Tracer's harassing the well there, just sniping it, just to make sure that they've got no tap or retreat point. 13 aren't in, so this is 10v10 of the fight. But meanwhile, Leoric just gets taken down here, and the blue team, they want more. They're going in. Kodo on that Sonya, trying to land the spear onto ETC here. ETC is slow, but he does get the big boy mosh pit off. But Garlander reading it well, gets the condemn off. ETC trying to slide to safety, 100 HP on ETC. But it's actually Jimmy that gets taken down.
Derek already respawning, as he is respawning faster than everyone else in the game. But yeah, those kills, making sure closing spot players are not able to work on this shrine, on this temple, and they're getting close to the 14. Zonia, Tracer even in the bottom already, starting on the siege camp. So is Jaina in the middle left. When you get them, paint the map blue, get all those chems in, get the passive push in, it's going to be a real problem for the side of Jaina and the Frost Mage, because they cannot really split them across all of the map, because then the Punisher will just get massive value in the mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. So the map is being painted blue, as you say, Samu. Now, the fort's a goner. The fort is 100% gone here. There's no way to defend it. But can they get anything else, or are they just going to be happy to take this fort and then go top, perhaps open up the map? Tracer, meanwhile, just opting to split push in the bot lane, but now coming up mid. No, still opting to split.
Lyric also in the bottom right now. You can harass him a lot, and Lyric's having a really rough time, because his main sustain tool is the W, and he's a really tough one to hit against Tracer. Meantime, we see the Punisher being baited over the wall. Make sure the towers and the board are hitting it. Look, it's being baited over towards the fountain, so the towers are not hitting it. Not even the fort is.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky, but Tracer did end up getting that kill onto Leoric in the bot lane. As you mentioned, Leoric really struggles to land the W onto Tracer. But now, with that, they take some of the damage on the mid wall, but they opt to try and take some damage onto the bot wall as well. Bot wall, not worm. Wall.
Already setting up, because the next Punisher will either be top or bottom. So it could be either one. It's not sure. And if they open up the wall like they just did in the bottom, it's going to be really crucial if it comes in the bottom and they get it, because then they can immediately look at the keep and try to take at least the keep, if not even the game, with a few kills.
Yeah, but they take their opponent's camp here. 13s aren't yet in for Jaina the Frost Mage here. There's still a chance, and they are going to get one more talent tier even fight. It's going to be 13v15, but ETC sliding out aggressively onto the Tracer here. Wrath being popped by Sonya, the Bless Shield onto ETC, but Kel'Thas just gets deleted. ETC with a big mosh again, but unfortunately, one person not in it, and that's White Tiger, and he's able to get the damage off. Garlander once more, then they go in. Hodo spinning away, but Sugov with the peel, but can they get the kill onto Hasselbub? 500 HP? Water Elemental's trying to chase him down, but it's not enough, and that's 2 kills to nothing in that exchange.
And we already see that the next Punisher is going to be in the top lane, so Jonathan Spotlight is already working on their opponents through the cabin, will try to take on the fort now with those kills, set themselves up to push in the top lane hard with the next Punisher.
Yeah, they want this fort, obviously, to set up on this keep as well. And we might see him even siege together. It's 16v13 at the moment, so talent advantage, 11 kills to nothing. A near perfect game from Johnny Sins Bet Buddy so far.
Looking at talents in the meantime, we can see Untouchable from the side of Tracer, so this is getting value, getting in those kills. Else Jumper would have gotten more value so far, but with those kills, it's getting more value than it.
Yeah, and obviously you do get extra movement speed from your blink as well. So you either go Jumper or Untouchable usually at 13. The Jumper obviously gives you the shield after each blink. And I think it gives you an extra blink or something like that, or the cooldown CDR.
It reduces the cooldown if you have no blink.
That's it. Yeah. So that can feel quite oppressive as well. But Tracer, again, just wants to harass. Does have a bomb available. Obviously it is pulse round, so she does charge up those bombs quite quickly.
Big thing of Tracer right now in the due to the latest patches is that her bombs give her a lot of sustain. This is why pulse round is really strong now. Due to the big amount of bombs you have, level 4 talent gives you a massive sustain.
Yeah, with the heal off it, the bot, and then just the regeneration rate of the bomb. Now, Tracer at the moment just feels no fear by the look of it though. Going in again, harassing the Leoric here, gets that minus armor in, the double minus armor, and Leoric's already taking a bit of punishment, but Tracer having to dash away here.
If you have a good Tracer player, the hero is just really annoying. There are even examples in the high rank. For example, Dino from Feel the Heat is playing a lot of Tracer, and they try to pick it always when possible, and they have quite some success with it.
Yeah, but the spot lane is going to be pushing in against them. Mid lane pushing in as well. All the lanes are pushed against Jaina the Frost Mage, and level 16 are not quite in yet. So, I suppose their last chance here is to soak 16 and then defend the Punisher with 16v16.
Even think they have to risk it then and try to go for some kills when they defend the Punisher, because they're just getting snowballed towards the end of the game. It's going to be really tough time then to do something.
I do agree. I feel like they're going to have to bait it over and then look to try and fight past it.
So now coming in, looking here, trying to harass some of her opponents.
Yeah, playing around vision at the moment, not showing, now showing. Pulse bomb coming out, just want to clear this camp. Obviously, meanwhile, this Punisher is going to be marching to this top lane. It is a mortar Punisher as well, so this is the highest scaling Punisher now in the game since the changes. Used to be one of the worst ones, but now it's the best scaling. Oh, Punisher not baited over the wall though. Leoric has to tank it in front. Wrath coming out here. They're going onto the Jimmy. Bless Shield coming out. Used on the wall actually to bait it back. But Stukov with the swipes. Trying to knock his team back.
Fighting Club really strong at zoning off multiple opponents, as we saw here. Yeah, Punisher now working on the key. Doom coming out from Leoric. Leoric taking a lot of damage. Leoric is first of the fall. ETC now sliding in, getting caught in the Jaina blizzard, taking a lot of damage. Nahudo getting focused by the fort, by the keep. It's still not enough as ETC goes down. Nahudo will he get the kill? No, he does not. If he overextends a little bit, he gets punished for that.
Yeah, Sib. I mean, Hodo feeding there on the Sonya. He was tanking 2 keeps at one stage there, spinning with the 2 keeps focusing him, so he's at minus 20 armor as well. And then with that Calfast, the Jimmy damage on top of it, got the kill. Now, that's the kill, and look at that catch-up experience. It invested them almost a whole level of experience just for that 1 kill.
It's the comeback experience mechanic in Heroes of the Storm, which is giving you a lot of experience when you get those kills when you levels down. Talking about experience and levels, we see in the meantime we see an auto tech build coming in from Lara with Spectral Agent, Murphy Maze.
Yeah, this was picked like every game yesterday as well in the Rare Cup. I was wondering, it's sort of flavour of the weekend it seems then with another AA Leoric. But level 20s are almost in here, so you do need Jaina the Frost Mage to be the slight aggressor here. Otherwise 20s are going to be in, and I don't think there's time to soak it before the next shrine.
I believe so either, because they have to soak 2.5 levels from now on, and
the best thing for them to do as well is to freeze the lane, so not to clear it and just passively soak, so they can at least safely soak the experience as well.
If we look at the top lane, for example, you have to walk out up towards the front fort wall to soak the experience, and then you can easily get chased down by Tracer. Tracer already looking, by the way, in the meantime again onto the Lyric. Blast Shield barely misses the Lyric there, else this might have even been very good engage for the side of the bot lanes.
Yeah, I agree. And now 20s are in. We are going to get the Twilight Dream upgrade, Astral Communion, where Malfurion's going to be able to teleport in and make those players upgraded. Blessed Shield, Winter Mute, which is probably one of the best level 20s that exists. It just feels so. The damage output from Jaina just, you know, goes up by so much. And so we see Composite Spear by Sonya, so not opting for the shield.
Ignore Pain, where you get 60 armor.
That's the one.
3. Very interesting on Trace, of course, to see get stuff, making sure the bomb is able to explode instantly, and you also get the 15 armor reduce in, and also you get more bomb charge from your melee.
Yeah, you also knock them back, right? And one play that I saw recently, which was Tracer would use all the dashes to go in, land the bomb, knock them back into your team, press recall. And it's like you've done a haymaker essentially. Then so it's like you jump behind the enemy team and you get stuff them back into your team. And it was a really nice play. But we see Bless Shield coming out here via the Jaina, the Jaina damage on top of it. Leoric with the unstoppable trying to go out. Mosh pit by ETC though, no interrupts at the moment it seems. And Jaina gets taken down with that silence on top of it. Entomb coming out now. Though Hodo spinning to winning. White Tiger comes in, joins the fight on the backline. Stukov with that flailing swipe though, knocking the team away again. Hodo falling quite low, needs to be careful. Obviously Jimmy just controlling him quite nicely there, and Garlander gets taken down on the Jaina. That's 2 kills to nothing. Level 19.
Hodo has to run now, and Hodo has to run fast. Tiger now trying to create some space for Sonya, but it looks like Sonya is getting up. It's 2 kills for Jaina, the Frost Mage, and they are coming back into this game. But they always have to be careful, because in top lane the keep is already down, and now we see their 3 catapults hiding on to the core.
Yeah, and White Tiger, so it's going to be a 3v4 once Jimmy joins the fight. Obviously, you're going to have to clear out that mid lane and then just come to join the fight for his team. So, Samu, level 19 v20 and they get the kills, and level 20s are going to be in now for Jaina the Frost Mage, and they're going to have Buried Alive.
Very
And that
life,
could-
just a game changer for Lyric. Just win team fights for your team with this talent.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you land in a tomb onto one isolation pick, you can blow them up. Land a big boy in tomb though, you know, onto 3 or 4, and it's just absolutely game winning.
To do Jaina the Frost Mage, having the Kalphas, I believe it's even enough if it's just 2 people they hit. Because of the bomb and the bonus damage from the level 7 on the Kalphas. It really hurts. Now we see Jaina the Frost Mage trying to defend the top lane as Leros is up there, and the rest of the team now coming towards the mid lane, trying to push in with the Punisher a little bit, but the Punisher already dropping very low. White Tiger now looking for an engage. Jaina taking quite a lot of damage. Punisher jumping in, helping out the team. Make sure it's getting out. Forced to use the blink there.
Yeah, nice bolt from ETC there to make sure he got away. He sort of baited the team up so as not to go on his backline and then bolts over the wall. So that's a really nice sort of defensive play by ETC. But obviously with Leoric showing him at top lane, they could have 39'd the Punisher perhaps, cleared out the top lane once the camp got announced. They could have cleared that, 39'd the objective, then gone back to try and take it. So yeah, lots they could have done, but Stukov needs to be careful here. And yeah, he's not wanting to go too far away from his keep.
Tracer already spotting the ETC here in the rotation, harassing him a little bit with a few auto attacks and a melee.
Yeah, but are we going to get a fight? Are the blue team going to try and force this? So it's level 22 v20, so they have a slight stats advantage, but talent tiers are even. And on ETC it is Bolt, so we could see Bolt plays. It is back off cooldown in 15 seconds as well for him.
Looking at cooldowns, we only have Hyperion missing for now 30 seconds. Everything else just came back up on the sides of Phoenix, Water Elemental, Blast Shield, and Wrath of the Berserker.
Yeah, but the red team opt to play it a little bit passive. They're happy to give this cap, no need to die for it. ETC. Oh, actually they changed their mind. ETC wants to go in here, does slide onto the point. Has got Mosh Pit available. Malfurion still there though, does have that Twilight Dream. Entomb missing out, but it is throwing them away in the backline. Sib on that Hodo trying to spin on it, but it's ETC gets taken down. Tracer though dashing in, dashing around, and deletes the Rainer as well.
Taking down 2 kills for the butt, but this Tracer keeps on going in, so is Sonya. Make it free as Kalphas is falling now. Camp was taken by Jaina the Frost Mage. Another bomb coming in. Stukov goes down, so does Lyric. That's 4 for 1 Estonia. It's finished off by the 4th. And this should be GG.
Yeah, GG's looks coming in, and the game looks to be done. Johnny Sins butt buddies taking game 1 in a pretty dominant fashion, apart from that one misplay in the mid where they ended up somehow dying 20 v 19. Almost a flawless game from them.
Very close to be a flawless game. We saw 4 deaths in the end. The side of the butt buddies.
2 of them on Hodo, by the way. Shout out, Hodo.
Captain, Captain keeping up the motivation of the opponents, giving them the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it was a close game in the end for Johnny Sins. You know, they almost had it. Just not quite there, but they showed life. You know, game 2 could be a completely different story as we end up with a different map.
Yeah, it could be, but first of all, let's have a short look onto one of the players, and I think the one person we really want to have a look at after this game is White Tiger with his Tracer.
Yeah, I think the Tracer will get banned out in the next map. I don't think that'll be let through. But he's also a menace on heroes like Valor and Orphea. You know, he's known for those 3 heroes in Division 4 at the moment. So you better
those 3 heroes are exactly the ones we have on the screen right now. Most played hero of his is the Valor, followed up by the Orphea, and 3rd place is the Tracer.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all very scary assassins. You have to be very careful because those can make plays. I feel like Valor is lately coming back into the meta a bit more as Hanzo falls more and more out of it. Because Valor is just now able to bully a lot of tanks with the movement speed and her auto attack damage. She can really start harassing heroes like the ETC.
Yeah, he plays a different build as well. He goes Caltrops Q build, so it's a lot of burst single target damage as opposed to multi-shot, which is a bit more, you know, AoE, and the damage output from multi-shot is usually higher, but the single damage output from the Q build is obviously higher compared to the multi-shot.
Alright.
So
In the meantime, we have the Frost Mages going with the choice of the first pick, so we're going to see the map pick on the side of the Butt Buddies. What are you going to expect from them?
Butt Buddies, what map are we going to go to from them? So, judging on the season, they do like Volskaya. It's their most picked map themselves, but they don't have the highest of win rates on it anymore. Dragonshire is also one of their favourites, and it isn't banned out. So, it's either going to be... I think it's going to be Dragonshire, personally. I think we end up going to Dragonshire, but it could be... it could be that we end up going to Volskaya, though. It's going to be one of those two, but I think Dragonshire will be the pick
Volskaya
for
is
me.
banned out by Jaina Frost Mage, so it's probably going to be Dragonshire.
There we are, that eliminates it. 50-50, who wants to be a millionaire? And yeah, it's definitely... I'd put money on it being Dragonshire then. But I could be wrong. Yesterday, I made a prediction, and it turns out I was wrong. Despite all the stats pointing towards it.
Looking on the other maps still left open, we see Alterac Pass and Battlefield of Eternity, which I felt like would kind of fit the playstyle. Because they were very dominant in those team fights, especially early on in those invades and team fights. It's really good for them, but it's also one being very strong on the Dragonshire.
Yeah, and yet, what map do you want is the question posed to Johnny Sins, and it's D-Shire. So, I want my money. Thank you, Samu. Pay up. But yeah, we'll see how they play around the D-Shire. I reckon Tracer gets banned. What offlane will we get? Will the Sonya get picked up again? Obviously, Sonya does fairly well into any sort of 1v1 matchup at the moment.
It's not only Sonya doing really well in 1v1 matchup. Also remember Dragonshire is one of the maps where Hodo loves to play Stukov. If his opponent picks something along the lines of a Thrall, for example. This could also be one thing we have to watch out if something comes up, which is weak against Stukov.
Yeah, I agree. He could put it off. He does like making, but also he hasn't played it too much this season. Last season it was, it started off as a bit of a meme, really, where he started enjoying it, and people couldn't play into it, right? It just sort of bodies a lot of the bruises. Obviously, you get that pop with the level 1 passive talent. So once you can bait the offlaner, take a lot of damage, and then just get your passive popped and gets the slow, and then you can take them down that way.
It also resets your trade, so you get even more healing in if you have your healing path again already. Again, also on level 7, he had to he plays the cooldown reduction. You have it every 5 seconds the trade when you just hit one opponent. And the big slow onto this is making Stukov really threat because he can just easily walk up to you and just slap you in the face with his big arm. There are a lot of heroes which are really weak against it. I know it myself. I played once against him with Dark, and it was really hard. He beat me in the end as well.
That feels bad. Losing to Hodo in a 1v1 setup is I don't know, Samu. I had more respect for you. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. I know Hodo quite well, so yeah.
I mean, he definitely knows what to do on this hero, and my team forced me to not last pick because we had to have the healer in that game. But yeah, it's a different story. But yeah, Hodo definitely knows what to do on this Stukov in the zone. And there are a few matchups, I already talked with him a lot about it, which Stukov is just bodying the opponent. It's gonna be interesting what we're going to see from Red Team, from Jaina the Frost Mage in the solo lane.
Yeah, but let's head into the draft again, guys. Dragonshire. So we've already mentioned that Tracer, Samu. We don't think it's going to get through the opening.
I expect it to be banned as well. I agree on that. I believe we should ban it. Because on Dragonshire, she's really annoying with the rotations towards the top lane. But I remember a game, I'm not sure if it was this season or last season, from the Butt Buddies where they played with Valera on Tiger for the rotations towards the top lane. Or was it a Genji? I'm not 100% sure which it was, but those two were in the game.
Yeah, it's Genji. It's a Genji. So he likes playing Genji as well on this map in particular. Obviously, you end up playing around mid-top, and then your 3-man in the bot lane can rotate mid-bot, and then you always sort of try and collapse with the Genji. So you just always feel like you're playing against multiple heroes almost then, because Genji will always be harassing on that top side, and then he can easily go bot as well. So it's just that rotation advantage on the map.
And we have betting set up again, exclamation mark, bet A in the number of points you want to bet on the Butt Buddies if you think they're gonna make it with a quick 2-0 in this series, or exclamation mark, bet B in the number of points you want to bet on Jaina the Frost Mage if you think they will be able to come back into the series and maybe give us a big surprise in the very first series of the day.
Yeah, and then we see there's that Tracer ban out that we did mention. So we mentioned it, we talked about it, and it was banned out. Jaina the Frost Mage knew as well that that was the issue in my last game. But first pick, is it going to be Jaina to try and deny it? And there it is, that's the Jaina.
Again. The other bans were the same as in the last game, Jaina the Frost Mage removing the Garage, and on the side of Transcendence Butt Buddies the Cassia and Rega ban.
Yeah, now, the tank-wise, on the other side, we could get an Imperious main tank. They have been playing it a little bit. They've played Tyrael in the past. But their main tanks, though, are Garrosh and Jaina. So they might struggle here.
Yeah, we might. Oh, we've got really two interesting picks coming in. Genitalia, as you mentioned before, the deck card was even banned out against him in the last series, in the last map. Now picked up early on, and Hodo going for the Imperious, very strong hero right now, can also be played in the main tank position because wave click kinda sucks, so you usually don't really want to have him doing any macro stuff, so you often either want him as the main tank or in the 4-man as main tank, or even media assassin you could play him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the good thing is when you pick it with your offlaner picking it as well, right? You're holding your cards because you don't know if you're going to be playing into the offlane. It can bait it as well. So they got Malthel on the other side. So I don't know how matchups work in offlane because I don't play it. But you could pick something to try and counter the Malthel specifically, or you can swap the Imperious to the main tank.
It's not only that they picked the Malthel on the side of Jaina the Frost Mage, they picked up with the Anna as well. So we see Nano boosted Malthel maybe in the team fights, which is really disgusting. I would have loved to see it in the last map on Fallen Shrines, because they have those point finds where it really matters, where you just go full in with the Malthel Nano boost and try to kill 5 people. Here on Dragon it's not very usual to have those big 5v5 team fights around the objective, or around little skirmishes around the map. Might still see an Anna pickup or a Ming pickup or something from the side of Jaina the Frost Mage. They ban out the Jaina on the side of Jaina, but they remove the Tassadar.
Yep, banning out with Jaina and banning out with Tassadar. So yes, this could be the good thing about Malthel, right? Is he's got more wave than the Imperious and can just out rotate him very, very swiftly. But this could be a Genji pickup, but this Kel'Thas and a Nubarak being picked up here. So they're holding White Tiger's pick. What do you think we'll end up seeing from White Tiger then, Samu?
I really like the idea of having a Genji or something coming in, but on the other hand, then you don't really have any macro pressure on the map. Having Genji and Imperious in the lanes, or having Imperious in the soul lane, you don't have any waste there as well. If you have a Genji rotating there, it just take still ages to clear the wave.
I stand ready.
Yeah, but the rotation you get from it could be with it. But there's the Valor pickup now, so they're actually sort of targeting White Tiger's hero pool at the moment.
Could be, and also it's paired up with a Deathwing. I don't see too much percentage damage yet coming in from the Butt Buddies. Imperious is quite strong against Deathwing. 50% damage on the one, wins the 1-1 easily on the lane. But for team fights, it's still could be a very big struggle, but there we go. It's the Sturkov. People in the chat call it.
Ah, it's 4-man Imperious. White Tiger's been playing this a little bit actually lately. So 4-man Imperious with Stukov in the offlane. So an unconventional draft to say the least.
I don't know. Big thing of this draft for now is you don't really know who's in the offlane. You could see on the right side, you could see either Malthel or Deathwing going into the offlane, more or less. Because Malthel wins the 1-1 against Imperious as long as Imperious does not hit his Qs, but he loses it against Stukov. And on the other side, we see Deathwing, who would win in theory against Stukov, but loses against Imperious.
Yeah, so I reckon it's 100% going to be Stukov offlane. There's no way that Hodo plays it 4-man. But yeah, if they put Deathwing in the top side and play Malthel 4-man, then I wonder how Stukov will deal with into Deathwing. Because I think the Stukov absolutely destroys the Malthel, I believe, from memory.
Yeah, it should in theory. But anyways, let's
prepare for combat.
game as we have to the left side. Johnny's in spot buddies. White Tiger with his 4-man Imperious. Galanda on the Anubarak. Hodo on his Stukov. Genitalia on the Deckard. A comfort pick for him. And last but not least, Raven Spike playing the Kalfas.
And on the right hand side for Jaina the Frost Mage, we have Jaina played by Bree, Anna by Sparkman, Malthael by Hessabub, Vala by Marble, and Deathwing played by Grek.
4, 3, 2.
Killer 1 talent
Talents.
already.
Yeah, not many picked for Johnny Sins yet.
We see the Monster Hunter coming in from Vala, so she's opting into doing a lot of camps apparently. Into a Q build. Pierce on level 1, going for the percentage damage, expecting a little bit of trouble there already. Gets taken down the first armor plate very early on, sleep onto Tiger, so he's not able to punish him even more.
Yeah, there's a bit of a skirmish in the mid lane. Obviously, everyone likes a little bit of brawl at level 1. But yeah, with that level 1 talent on Imperious, he's just wrecking the Deathwing essentially. Every time a Deathwing goes in, White Tiger can just stand there, take it, press his E, and he's able to heal back up. But essentially, the thing that Sukov's going to lack, obviously in that top lane, is wave clear, right? So if they focus the hard cap on the top side, and then just try and pressure against it, and Sukov's going to have someone come up top, and it's going to have to be Kel'Thas because there's no real wave clear on the side of the blue team outside of that, right? Imperious doesn't really do anything, Anubrak does nothing, Deckard, no. So
Yeah,
their wave clear is subpar.
Really hard draft, and one of the things I personally hate the most about drafting around Imperious is that it's lack of wave clear. It's really hard. Like, Malfa can easily do the Bruiser camp even alone very fast, and then Stukov will have some troubles dealing with it. Might be something they are looking forward to. For now,
Yeah,
Stukov
hard.
wins the 1v1, so he's going for the point in the top lane.
Yeah, easy camp's been taken for both teams, but you can see how slow the blue team are in comparison to the red team. You know, they're able to clear up with Vala with that Monster Hunter at level 1. Which does 150% additional damage to any sort of minion, monster, or mercenary. But we see the channel being taken by the red team. Sib in that top lane trying to fight the Malthael. And this is where the 1v1 really comes out. As Hodo's falling extremely low, but he doesn't get that proc off on the heal. It looks like Malthael getting slowed, and he has to retreat here. As Hodo wins that 1v1.
Apparently Malfa is very low on mana, he has to fall back compared to Stukov, who is still full life, so he can just easily slowly heal himself up again and taking those 2 cloaks in the mid lane, in the lane. Meanwhile, we see in the mid lane a 1v1 between Imperious and Deathwing, which is very hardly favored for such Imperious, even though Deathwing is able to clear the wave a little bit faster in the meantime.
Yeah, but in this bot lane, you're just going to see Vala absolutely shredding away on this Anubrak and stop being popped by the Johanna. Antinade coming out onto Anubrak, trying to deny those potion heals from Genitalia. We see Anubrak burrowing in deep here as White Tiger's coming down here. Vala with the gravity lapse falling extremely low. The stun from White Tiger, they land onto the Vala, the flame strike from Kel'Thas, and he gets taken down.
In the meantime, in
First
top lane, we
blood.
have Malfa dropping very low again.
All I see in the top lane is Malthael backing. As Sukov just, pressuring him out.
Stukov is
But no
just
hard cap
amazing
being
in
taken.
this 1v1. Stukov is just amazing in this 1v1 situation.
Yeah, but no hard camp being taken yet, so not really taking advantage of the lack of wave clear here on the side of the blue team.
We can see in the bottom a hard 1v1 on the point between Ado and Jaina, but now the Vala is coming for the bottom, trying to pressure him out. And Malfoy is in the top, taking the temple, so we see them neutralized again. Imperius coming up to the bottom, there's the spear, and there's the burrow from Anu with a nice deep dart onto the Imperius, making sure he's not able to pop the marks and get the damage in.
Yeah, as long as Vala sort of... Oh, but we see another stun coming out by White Tiger here. Deathwing actually landing on the bot side though. Garland needs to be careful, following Shimudo. Burrows out, 70 HP. And he lives, but Vala, meanwhile, chasing down White Tiger. The White Tiger turns around, lands the Q again onto Vala. Vala falling extremely low, getting healed up by Anna. Grek falling low as well from that White Tiger damage, and White Tiger should be able to heal back up, and Grek is going to get taken down on that Deathwing.
Grek first one to fall in the skirmish. In the meantime, we saw Malfa taking the mid with an outgoing back to the top, but now he's getting 1-on-1 again by the Stukov. No, Stukov dropping very low, but he has to wait up his cooldowns a little bit, then he can go up and face him again. Currently both temples controlled by the blue team.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Anna in the bot side though, taking a bit of punishment. Nice sleep dot though, landing onto White Tiger here. Might be able to live, but the gravity lapse just a tip.
Hero
Oh, and Anna goes down. That's so unlucky actually.
In the meantime, we see in the bottom the Bruiser camp is about to be taken by the blue team, so they're trying to get the macro control going with those kills they got.
Yeah, top of them we see a rotation up from Deathwing, landing onto that Hodo. Hodo just trying to secure the Malthael kill, does get the 1v1 kill into Malthael, trying to get healed up with Deathwing chasing him down, but he falls as well. But did trade 1v1 for 1 there.
I have to say this 1-for-1 trade is actually impressive already. This is good enough already for Stukov in so when they're trading 1-for-1. Imperial's not able to take the top point. We see in the meantime already half a level lead in favor for the Butt Buddies. They stay 4-1 in kills. Tekno in the mid lane interrupting the take of the Dragon Knight as his team is able to get the bottom in their control.
Yeah, so there's playing around this much, but it's still no hard camp yet being taken again by the red team. I feel that on Dragonshire they really need to take this camp and just pressure off the Sukal because just a lack of wave clear that they have with the Deathwing Global as well, able to land in the top and just pressure could really turn the tide in favour for Malthael. Obviously Malthael's doing a lot better in this trade now since he's got that touch of death at level 7.
Also see
again, we
Deathwing
see-
landing in top lane again.
Yeah,
soon
you see
as
level
Mob
10s are
does-
in though, so Hodov will have that massive shove, able to knock him back if he needs to. He does proc the pop. No, last right's coming in, but White Tiger turns around, lands the Q onto
The silence as well
Hasselbub.
from the Stukov.
Yeah, the unstoppable from White Tiger not able to land, but he's chasing him down. Wants to get the kill, but Hasselbub with the heal, but it's not enough, and Sib goes down. Hodov goes down, but so does Hasselbub. Meanwhile, White Tiger getting chased down by Deathwing now. No ultimate available for him. 200 health, and he Qs to safety.
Hodo is stepping up a little bit too far, getting wrecked by the Deathwing damage there. Well played by Jaina. The Frost Mage is actually now okay. With level 10 in now, we see the Tormented Souls coming for Stukov, which is for Malthael. Sorry, a bit unexpected for me, as I would have expected to kind of see the last right to make sure to get to finish the kill on Stukov when you drop him low enough.
Yep, Nano Booster coming out onto the Valor here, but there's no Nano Booster Strafe. There's going to be Rain of Vengeance. Now, Nano Booster Strafe is really good, but meanwhile, White Tiger turns around and lands the Q onto Jaina here. The Rain of Vengeance coming out, trying to peel for him. The root from Deckard not quite landing as an unstoppable pop from Jaina. He's able to walk away. So a couple of ults being used at the moment.
Hodo in the top lane. In the meantime, already next time getting ganged by Deathwing and Malthael coming in, and it's another kill onto the Stukov, and it's slowly starting that in the Frost Mage starting to know what they have to do in the lane, trying to make sure there's some rotations onto the Stukov. But in the meantime, in the bottom we have a rotation onto the Anna. It gets engaged by Anub, gets out in the end. Deathwing landing in there now, trying to get some damage onto the Calphus. He's dropping quite low. He should be able to get out there. Sleep coming in from
Big boy
Deckard.
sleep though from Deckard Kane to turn it around.
Going down in the mid lane. In the meantime, the Deathwing is dropping very low here. That should be another kill. Yes, it is. 2-0 in favor for the Butt Buddies.
Yeah, and look at the ruby value that Deckard Kane had in that fight as well. It was just like double ancestral onto Anubrak and to the Kelsas. So bot side being channeled by blue team, top being channeled by the blue team as well, and they've got the rotation. Looks like the first DK of the game could go over, and finally we are seeing hard camp being started for the red team.
The camp is about to be taken there. Trying to get some pressure in top lane for the first time. Very interesting that both teams don't really focus their bruiser camp at all towards the top side.
Yeah, so Malthael's going to be pushing it top with this hard camp. How much value can this DK get though? They've opened up the mid wall. They want to just try and split it. They want to see the DK mid, and they're going to try and siege bot lane as well. But Deathwing with the Horrify, trying to push Anubrak back into here. And the Blessed Shield actually coming out as well. The anti-nade on top of it here. Garlands are taking a lot of punishment. Deathwing trying to chase him down. Obviously it's only Kalthus. Jaina goes in, lands the Condemn as well. But it looks like Genitalia able to heal up the Anubrak with those big potions.
Deathwing turning around very early there. Might have lost him to kill. Since Genitalia just whiffed those potions, able to see his team very high up. Galanda now in a little bit of trouble again as Deathwing, and Jaina jumping back onto him. We also
but
see
White
Deathwing coming in now from... Sorry, Imperius coming in from the top side. There's the flight. Cataclysm coming in from Deathwing. Anubis first to go down Cocoon onto Malphite. Malphite also getting into the jump into the Gale Wolf from Imperius, taking a lot of damage. There's a big sleep coming in as well. Jaina taking a lot of damage. Anubis on Malphite.
Yeah, a bit of anti-synergy from the red team there. They popped the Cemented Souls, and then Nano Boost came out sort of mid-sleep from Deckard Cain actually. White Tiger goes in on the Chris, misses his Q. But yeah, missed timing of ultimates there, I think, from the side of the red team. But once they lock that synergy in, you can see how potent that combination could be.
Also enjoyed on the blue side that as soon as Malphite popped his Torment Souls, we saw the insect cocoon from Anu coming onto him, even though he died. And then also right afterwards we saw the...
Yeah, but big boy engaging the bot side though. Bless Shield coming out as well. Deathwing coming land, and Genitalia, the highest KDA player by the way in the Epic Cup, gets taken down.
In meantime, the bottom camp now taken by Jaina the Frost Mage, and it looks like they're slowly but steadily starting to come back into this game.
The shrines will soon
These
be
in terms of experiences, they're very even right now.
Yeah, the kills are quite even as well. 7 kills to 5. Obviously, Hodo contributing to 3 of those, donating experience. Obviously, he was being ganked continuously in the top side, but they are taking their hard cap themselves now. But obviously, Malthael will be able to clear it up. But meanwhile, on the bot side, Garlander falling extremely low here. Deathwing actually flying in aggressively here, trying to get the kill onto Ravenspike on that castle. But may have overstepped his mark here, Deathwing, taking a lot of punishment here. And
It's punished for that.
Gets taken down.
Kel'Thas having his trap card in his backhand with the mana barrier, but now we see the engage onto Vala. She's taking a lot of damage. That's the Bloom coming out onto Jaina, making sure she's not able to feed for Vala. Vala gets the Nano boost. Vala on the run from Anu, but she should be fine there.
But they could. Yeah, the sleep dart. I wondered if Vala could turn around there with like a QEQ, but I think he'd already used it at that point. So already stacked on his level 4 puncturing arrow. Obviously the damage output you get when it's complete is an additional 100, and it bounces an extra time, so it is quite nice for damage. And obviously, as we can see, Deathwing topping the charts there with 51,000 damage.
Really impressive seeing it from him. On the other side, we see Furious being top damage with 31k close with the Kel'Thas with 30k and Vala on 34. So Deathwing coming into the bottom again. I'm trying to go for engage, getting sleep started. Galander's taking a lot of sympathy. There are a lot of potions around. You can just pick up. Q from Imperius misses for you coming out from Deathwing onto 3. Malphite now joining his team down here using the Torment Souls. Going down. White Tiger as well. Make it to Ravenspike on the run now.
Yeah,
running away from Malphite.
The triple healing dart from Anna there though onto Bree. MVP Anna there, keeping Bree alive with the triple healing dart. And Malphite though, meanwhile, secures the kill onto Kel'Thas, but does get taken down for that. But what a good fight for the red team here. It's the first fight that they've sort of comfortably won. Brilliant blessed shield from Jaina. Interrupted White Tiger on his Imperius' charge up for his ultimate. So that's what turned the tide for them there. And we secure this bottom fort.
Very well done there from the Jaina the Frost Mage to get some nice damage on to the Oh no, coming in with the massive jump onto the ball, gets the kill as he pushes her in.
Hodo going in with the 1v9 play. Does get taken down for it, but
the kill onto Vala was worth it. The silent kill was worth it. But anyways, Furious now trying to get the kills on Jaina. She's getting nano boosted to try to give her some cooldowns back. Also nice healing darts are coming from Diana, making sure Jaina is staying alive. And now we see Tormented Souls coming in from the Malphite.
yeah, but it does get set though with the flame strike damage underneath it, and it looks like Malthael's going to get taken down. But meanwhile goes back in. Look at how much healing he's able to get here. Garlander might get fallen down, but no, he's able to be healed up by the Deckard.
Okay. Very interesting to see the build from the side of Malphite, because we see the touch of death to make sure he gets the 1v1 into the look have done. But then I would have also preferred to see Last Strikes, because Torment Souls really shines with Rave Strike on level 7, where you get the AoE damage in on the 16 percentage damage in. But in the meantime, with White Tiger in the top lane trying to go for the point, as Drag is waiting there, and Marble on the Vala is there as well to help secure the kill.
Yeah, Hodo trying to pop the slow onto Deathwing, not quite working, but it's doing a lot of damage here, and Greg might get taken down here. Vala though goes back in on the queue. Hodo just trying to bait, wants his level 1 proc, obviously. Hodo desperately wants... Yeah, Hodo definitely wanted to try and get there and bait the proc there on his level 1. Anna's going around just to land the sleep dart and anti-nade on top of it. But we do see the DK going over to the red team, so what can they get for it here? They've opened up the mid wall. Bot fort is already taken down. Just want to siege up mid and sort of even the pressure they get. Deathwing lands down as well. The Phoenix though coming out here as Garlander, as Deathwing rather, taking a lot of damage here. Ruby from Deckard being used.
Trying to go back, getting some nice more damage in. The fort has been taken down in the meanwhile. The Dragon Knight dropped very low, so they decide to fall back and maybe try to get some value in top lane. Maybe put someone for the bottom side as the Siege Camp is pushing in there.
Yeah, red team responds to the push in the bot side. Top side though, we are going to see the Dragon Knight taking a bit of punishment here. Unstoppable already being used here by Jaina. The root from Deckard Cain coming out. Deathwing does land him at top side as well though. Unstoppable Burrow being used by Garlander, but not quite landing. So does the one taking a lot of damage here. The Horrify coming out from Deathwing as well. It's a 2v4 situation here, and the red team are able to walk away pretty healthy. And level 20s are going to be in.
I also brought his team enough time to get the bottom Bruiser camp, which will be again a very big nuisance for the blue team, as they have a very weak wave clear and camp clear. They took their Bruiser camp in the top lane though as well, but yeah, they get up against the Malfoy, who can easily clear this very fast on his own.
Yeah, it's such a different game to game number 1. It's level 20 v 19 in favour of Jaina the Frostmage, and they've been the aggressors here. They've got the momentum swinging with them. Deathwing lands down onto 2 of them here. Garlander being slept out, does have Unstoppable available. Interrupted the sleep though by Jaina, walking in. Tormented Souls, Nano Booster comes out, and Genitalia gets taken down on that Deckard Cain. Meanwhile, Greg goes back in, but the blue team are able to retreat behind their towers here. Big sleep dart coming out, but Malthus had already used his ability there, so not quite able to follow up on the damage. But brilliant kill onto the Deckard. Shout out Jaina there with the stun from Imperius coming out here. Onto Jaina, is condemned down, the sleep dart coming down as well. The Horrify slightly pushing them away though, unfortunately there. But the red team sieging down this bot lane.
Would spike onto that Jaina, and she's taking a lot of damage, but so does Anub, and Anub is the one who goes down in, and the Imperius in a lot of trouble as he is using his ultimate onto Malfoy, but he stays alive, and Imperius goes down. Oh.
Bavala able to be healed up here. Hodo goes in for the play, but it's not quite landing for him. Brilliant brilliant play so far. At 20, would you see Arrival of a God, by the way? Baby Houdini asking in chat.
Trust Rampage, you don't see both of them. You see one. It might be a little bit small in the stream. Yeah, definitely now in the top lane, trying to clear this wave and getting control over the top shrine. In the bottom, we saw in the meantime Siege Camp picked up by the red team, and the Bruiser Camp in the top lane will be picked up soon as well.
Yeah, so far they are playing a much better game. 13 kills to 11, but 20s are now in for the blue team, but there's still 2 dead, so can they secure this Dragon Knight? They're opting to take the easy camp first though. Sib's going to scout it out, but they're not going to take it. But essentially, they should take this Dragon Knight with their advantage. Otherwise, they are going to give their opponents a chance to fight for this.
Looks like they're slowly making their way into the mid lane. Malfoy should be on it now, and yeah, he goes for the dragon to get it.
Yeah, obviously Malthael does have negative siege damage, but they're opting to march down mid lane, it looks like. No, they've changed their mind. They are going to come down. Arrival of a God comes down from Deathwing. They're landing onto 3 in the bottom. Jaina walks down as well with that condemn. The Horrify coming out. The Fear coming out though. But meanwhile, Garland turns around, burrows in onto the Valor. Valor trying to desperately stay alive. The big stay while Listen coming out onto 2 though. Deathwing going in into the backline. The stun from White Tiger coming out. The silence from Hodo. And Valor gets taken down as Cocoon goes down onto Anna. It looks like it could be a disaster. Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight's just trying to help away, but ultimate coming out from White Tiger, landing onto Anna here. It looks like Anna's going to get taken down next, but Kel'Thas falls in the meantime. Greg taking a lot of damage onto Deathwing as well, but the Dragon Knight, unfortunately, look at him, he's just trying to help out. He's just hammering away, but it's to no avail as Bree's going to get taken down onto Hannah. Oh no, indestructible, by the way. Procs there. Might keep him alive, but only for a little bit longer. He gets taken down. Unfortunately, not much Dragon Knight value, it seems, in that fight.
Yeah, Dragon Knight really taking out one hero of their own, and now Hezbollah is coming out in his fort, trying to escape though. Getting stunned by Anuk, there's another stun root coming in from Deckard as well, and the spear from Imperius is enough to see him down and get the kill in the end.
Yeah, that's a 5-man team wipe for Jaina the Frost Mage. But Johnny Sins, how much value can they get with it? How much siege can they get without the Kel'Thas? That's the question. It doesn't look like much. And they're not even able... They might be able to try and secure this fort as Hoda comes down on the Stukov as well.
Fort is about to take a lot of damage here. We see them starting to work on it. Min is also about to come in.
Yeah, I'll see Nubrak is able to spawn beetles as well just to tank the shots, so it is able to help out there for him.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And now Johnny, since Budbud is trying to get the value on the map back on their hand, is there on the bottom now. It's trying to make the bruiser come.
Yeah, so who's going to be taken? Level 22 v 22, 16 kills to 14 in favour of JSBB. What an even game we have on our hands so far.
It's really seeing that the Budbud is not having too much macro in the draft really put them to the backboard at one point. Now this last team fight brought them back into this game kinda.
Yeah, but you can see the issue that they have of structure damage, right? On the side of the blue team. So without that Kel'Thas, they're not able to get too much work done. So they are going to need Dragon Knight, something like that. But we are going to see a bit of an ambush here as White Tiger does trap the bush. Deathwing face exit though. Oh my god, Deathwing just absolutely shredded here. But nano boosted Malthael comes out though into the backline. Big boy stun, but he is cocooned as well. Stay a while. Listen, they're landing onto Valor. The burrow coming out from a new back. The silence on top of it, and he gets taken down. Next, it looks like Malthael's going to be taken down as he got captured, kidnapped by White Tiger on that Imperius. Anna goes down as well. It looks like the blue team want to try and march onto the spot lane and open it up, but they are going to have a camp pushing in the bot side. So I wonder whether they're just going to settle for the Dragon Knight and march down mid lane.
Already setting up to take the Dragon Knight. Is rotating to the top lane, making sure he is getting this temple, and Imperius took the bottom one. Imperius is in the mid lane in time, taking this Dragon Knight, and it looks like they're going down the midway.
Yeah, they are going to lose the keep, so they obviously, this does look like game though. This is a 23-minute in Dragon Knight. This thing is going to hit like a truck. That's like what? Never mind. So it's going to march down through this keep and looks just right click the core at this stage. 10 seconds for Valor to come back. So the question we always ask ourselves, is this clownable, Samu?
I kind of doubt that it is right now, because the Dragon Knight is still looking very healthy, and so is the rest of the blue team of the Bud Buddies. And now Valor just respawning 40% on the core. Yep. Not able to do too much as the Dragon Knight proves to be the bigger dragon, to be the better dragon, and he's able to end the game. GG as the series goes over towards the Bud Buddies in a quick 2-0.
They stepped up in game number 2. They really stepped up compared to from game 1. So really impressed with how they played there. Really impressed.
I was at one point.
But it was an unconventional draft, I suppose, from JSBB, right? With the 4-man Imperius, with the
also like the way
with the
that
solo lane Stukov.
Jaina the Frost Mage countered the draft with putting in the Deathwing, forced them to something weird, because also the rotation towards the top lane were well done by Jaina the Frost Mage. So they had a really good time early on, but then they lost one team fight. Everything got pulled around against them.
Yep, I agree. But well played to Johnny Sins, and so they will advance to their next round, where they'll be waiting for their opponent, Samu.
They're going up when we go. What's the bracket screen?